You may notice in this layout sheet, you may notice that the plant schedule contains a code for each of them. One thing that might help the implementation of the design is to go back into model space and use one of the tools in the GCAD Plus drop-down menu. This particular one here, which says apply a code to the center of all selected symbols. So I'll escape from there at the moment, but what I will do is I'll set my drawing color to red, and I'll set my text style to something like Arial Narrow, and we'll run that command. So what should happen is that it should stamp a label in the middle of every one of these symbols, and we should be able to see them relatively easily. So let's try it. Apply a code to all selected symbols. So we can just wrap a box around all of these. Notice that it picks up those symbols that are labeled, and we now hit the Enter key and we're asked for a text height. Or we can just input the height of it. So if I zoom in here, I need to have a label that runs from, say, about here to somewhere like that. So let's just try it. And let's unselect all. Now I notice that the label has come through, but it's in fact not running color. It's running color by layer, and it is on a layer called Auto Label. So it looks to me as though things have worked well, but we need to change that Auto Label. It's got color set by block. So remember, we wanted to have a deeper red. Let's choose this sort of brick red and OK it. And now there are our labels. So that can be printed like that. So each one of these, and let's go to the planting, each one of these corresponds to a code in the plant schedule. Now I think we could have gone for a label that was a little smaller than that. I think that dominates things just a bit. Now we could select everything on that layer and just change the height nicely, but I think I'd be inclined to just run it again. If we select one of these now, sorry, we go back to model and jump in here, and we can see its height is 221, so we could probably run that again and cut height to about 150. The other thing you can do sometimes is to change, if we go to this, sorry, not the blocks, we may be able, no, that's it. I had one little idea which I now see won't work. So there's a little bit of experimentation to do there, but that certainly adds to the ability of a team to identify those. You could actually print black and white and all the colour would disappear, and even that red colour, I think, in black and white would work reasonably well. But I digress. It's just a demonstration of a tool that can work particularly well. A quick way to remove that text which we think is just the wrong height would be to use under Tools, Isolate a Layer, and just, we now know that all of that information is on auto labels, and there's all that text. And let's delete it and return to all use layers on, and everything comes back. I have to change a new, I now have to turn a few layers off. So let's do that. Layer, I know I need that one off, and a set out layout off. Now we're back where we were, so let's try that again. We'll say GCAD Plus, apply a code, select all, hit enter, text height, we'll try 100 and we'll go 125, quite a bit smaller, and we'll hit enter. And there we are. We've already changed that height, so I'm quite happy with that now. And if we go into the set out here, things are looking pretty good. Notice that we've got some images here, and I'm picking up those images from a copy of our plant database that goes with GCAD Plus. And let's say we want to put another image in, say the habit of that particular plant. We've got the image, we'll download it, save it. Once it's downloaded correctly, that refreshes the location of the image, so we can copy that and swing back to GCAD Plus, go to Format and Images, and we'll add the habit and insert it. So you can see that it's fairly simple and straightforward to add images into your layout. And there we are, our keys label is showing. We go back to planting, and there we are. Now that looks fine in that layout there, good for the construction team, but you might on this setup layer, you may not want them. So if we grab hold of the viewport, we just move in here and say viewport layers and turn off the auto label feature, and you may be able to see they disappear. So we now have a planting layout where the names of the species or initials can be easily identified from the plant schedule, and another one where the focus is more on the images. So some little tricks that you might find interesting in GCAD Plus.